The company being analyzed today is Crizac Limited. This is a company which helps universities recruit foreign students. So, a very unique company. So today, we're going to analyze the company's financials, what it actually does, and finally, we're going to do a con call analysis to get some more info about the company. So, let us start first of all with the finances. Okay, let me make myself smaller. So we got a 5,018 crore market cap company. So it's a mid cap. Current price of one share 287. The book value per share. Book value means assets minus liabilities 34.3 rupees. Stock price to earnings ratio 27.8. Okay. Return on capital employed 47.9% is really nice. Return on equity of 36.2% is also really, really nice. So good return on equity, good return on capital employed. Then we come to the P&L from 2021 all the way to 2025 in the right. You got sales, you got operating profit margin. Pay attention to that, okay? Operating profit margin. We can see how profitable the company is. And at the bottom, we got net profit. So in 2021, the company reported sales of 111 crores. In 2022, 264 crores, essentially doubled the post-COVID boom. Then in 2023, 473 crores, and we move to 2025, 849 crores in sales, 213 crores of EBITDA, 25% EBITDA margin company. Okay, 25%. And finally, 153 crores in net profit. Okay, in terms of percentage growth, last 3 years, the company has seen 48% compounded sales growth. That is compounded. Last 12 months, TTM means trailing 12 months. So last 12 months, 60%. Compounded profit growth has been 32% last 3 years. And I don't know why it's showing minus 8%. For the last 12 months, minus 8%. Okay, that is something important to look into. We will look into that. And return on equity was 49% 3 years ago. Last year was 36%. Maybe a bit of a decline, quite a drastic decline, but still high. But still high. Now, one impressive thing were the cash flows. Here are the cash flows of the company. Pay attention to cash from operating activity. So 2021, 2022, we don't have data. We do, but it's standalone. So 101 crores of operating cash flows in 2021, 2024, and 2025, 187 CR of operating cash flows. So it's a cash flow positive company. So we have analyzed the financials. It grew well. Profit also grew well. I will look into the quarterly results last 12 months, the profit decline that it showed there. And it's a cash flow positive company, high return capital employed, high return on equity. So what does the company actually do? Okay, we have the investor presentation of the company right now. So, Crizac and introduction. All right. A lot of writings. Let us zoom in for clarity. Okay, let me just zoom in more. Yeah. So, founded in 2011 and headquartered in India. All right, headquartered in India. It's a B2B education platform, a business to business, not directly to customers, business to business. It's a B2B education platform for agents and global institutions of higher education offering international student recruitment solutions to global institutions of higher education in United Kingdom, Canada, Republic of Ireland, Australia and New Zealand. So, higher education institutions, okay, universities and all that in UK, Canada, Republic of Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. Okay, it helps them with recruiting international students. And there's a word here, agents. Agents are basically agencies and all. Like students will come to agency to get help with recruitment. And what agencies do, they prepare the profiles of the students and they send these profiles to a platform like Crizac. So Crizac takes the profiles, it processes them and all, and after processing the profiles, it sends them to the universities. And thus, the universities pay Crizac. They pay Crizac per student which is converted. So they send a profile or the resume of a student to a university. University sees it. If the university accepts, the university pays Crizac, I believe, per student. So Crizac, where does it get its money from? it gets its money from the universities. So universities first pay Crizac, and after receiving payment from universities, Crizac pays the, what do you say, the agents. They pays the agents. So the basically what Crizac does, it makes recruiting students easier for who? The global institutions. All right. So the company acts as a bridge between students, agents, and the global institutions of higher educations. Primary source of revenue is the income received from educational consultancy services provided to the global institutions of higher education. The income received from them. Okay. Crizac sources students' applications from over 80 plus countries through around 13,500 agents globally who are registered on the proprietary technology platform. So, Crisis has its own tech software platform, basically online platform. 13,500 agents globally send them students applications, not resumes, applications. So it's connected with 250 global educations institutes. 9.2 plus lakh student applications have been processed, all at 80 plus countries. And we can go here. We can see profit after tax margin 17.5% fiscal year 2025, return equity of 30%. And the company is almost, no, it is debt free. The company is debt free. Global institutions, these in these places, and student applications are coming from India, China, Nigeria, and Kenya. Okay. And yeah. So now let us move forward. Yeah. Let me, is this correct? Okay. So what is this? Applications processed by geography. Okay. So let me zoom out a little first. So for the colors, be aware of the colors. There are four. The gray one is India. This reddish one is Asia, excluding India. The blue one is Africa, and the red one is the others. So in 2021, the company had around 32,360 applications, all from India. 2022, 68,260 applications. Fiscal year 2023, 1.52 lakh applications around that came from India. 9,971 came from, which place is this? Asia, excluding India. 9,700 came, this dark blue one, comes from Africa. Is it South Africa? It's Africa. Okay. Fiscal year 2024, we see 1.9 lakh students from India, their applications being processed. We see 42,000 other Asian countries application students ones, and 27,000 from Africa and 1,000 from other countries. Then fiscal year 2025, you can see number of applications are growing very fast, a lot. 1.65 lakh Indian students, 85.3 thousand Asian students, excluding Indians, and 22,000 African students. And in quarter two of fiscal year 26, the latest one, the company has processed a total of, these are the total numbers, by the way. You can see earlier, 2.75 lakh in 2025, 2.62 lakh number of applications are growing. And in the quarter only, okay, this quarter two only, it was able to process 99,685,000 student applications. Around almost half, actually less than half came from India, 45,000. 37,895 came from Asia, excluding China. 15,000 Africa. So you can see number of students are coming from a variety of different places. African market is growing. The other Asian market, excluding India, has grown exponentially. The Indian market is still very much relevant. Now, let us move on to another page. This should be page 16 of the investor presentation. Yes, the UK market is the strength. Majority of the revenue comes from the UK global institutions. Is there anything here? Oh, I think there's nothing here. Okay, that's only okay. The UK market is extremely relevant. Okay, I think 90% of revenues come from UK market. I think so. Yeah, 90% of revenues come from the UK institutions. Then, well entrenched relationship with a global network of institutions of higher education. Okay, strong relationships with a number of institutions. Uh, 20 out of the 30 global institutions of higher education, 5 years or plus 5 years relationship with 20 out of the top 30. Okay, okay, you can maybe read this. Services such as marketing, brand management, and admission office management creates an awareness about the institution. All right. Okay, 20 out of the top 30. I think that is the data point that we actually need to take. And I think this was not even a relevant page. Then we come to this one. This is a important scalable proprietary technology platform. All right. So we have the agents. They're giving applications to Crizac. Crizac had this has its own platform. Applications to institutions, giving the fees to Crizac, who then gives it to agents, which is very good. They're first getting paid by the institutions. Then, so now let's get a deeper analysis, okay, a deeper understanding. Let's understand what it actually does. So the agents, they upload the student information, including demographics, documents, preferred course, and destination. All right. Trizac team, they process the application as per requirements of global institutions. This includes filtering applications, checking application from the completeness perspective. All right. And these institutions, they evaluate the applications basis and wherever required, seek additional information and clarification from Crizac. So Crizac is a middleman, but they, of course, I think they're offering many. Yeah, they're filtering, they're processing, they're more than a middleman. They provide some additional important services. What else? The key features. All right. They have a dashboard. A dashboard, imagine like on your screen, a literal board which will summarize all the data. So data being summarized using nice graphics and visuals. Dashboard. A dashboard summarizing the applications by stage, key global institution updates such as deadlines, filtering various parameters such as fee structure, course duration, and accessing marketing materials. Oh, marketing materials like the colleges, they have their like own, what do you call them? I forgot the word, but they have their own books, like to introduce students to the culture of the college. I forgot what it's called, but access marketing material of the global institutions. Tracking the application status, comparing applications across agents. All right. So basically, not just a middleman, they're doing a lot. Doing a lot. Oh, look at this. Artificial intelligence has been mentioned. AI driven interview platform, which involves a virtual bot conducting mock or final interviews with candidates. Okay, something happened. Okay, let's move on to the con call analysis. Finally, we have the con call. Okay, so in this con call, we will first go to page 4. Page 4. So the first half, H1, that is quarter one plus quarter two, constitutes roughly 30% of the revenue. Okay, and it is in line which has come out. And we believe the ratio should remain broadly similar for second half. So quarter one plus quarter two contribute to 30% of the annual revenue of the company. While quarter three and quarter four contribute 60% of the sorry the 70% of annual revenue. This was page 4. Then we continue to another page. Which page? Page 5. Wait, page 5. Yeah, page 5. Okay. Growth, growth guidance. Management says we have given a guidance of 25%. We believe because a lot of tailwinds, we should grow a little higher than that, but we will keep our guidance conservative, saying between 25-30%. They're saying the company is aiming to grow annually 25 to 30% over the medium time periods. 25-30% is the growth rate the company is looking at, which is pretty nice growth rate, 25-30%. Then next thing, quarter three is around 30% of the total revenue, annual revenue, and quarter four will be 40% of the total annual revenue mix. All right, so you can maybe do some backhand calculations. Quarter one, quarter two, you combine the revenue, you have it like 0.3% of the total revenue will be quarter one plus quarter two. and you can maybe figure out quarter three and quarter four. So maybe you can calculate like that. Then we move to next page. All right, important thing, the UK market. UK market. In terms of growth left for UK at the moment globally, our percentage share for UK would be close to 3%. This can grow significantly much higher. So the percentage share for the UK market is 3%. The percentage share in the UK market is 3%. Maybe in the like percentage of total students coming to UK from Crizac's platform. So percentage of total students coming to UK from Crizac's platform is only 3%. So they do not have a substantial market share. That is a con. And that is a negative. They do not have substantial market share. But a pro will be that the UK market is growing and they have even more room to grow because they have such a small market share. And finally, some talk about the profit margins. Where is it? Yes, the company says their sustainable EBITDA margin is around 24 to 25%. All right, so this is a high EBITDA margin company. All right, high EBITDA margin company, still scope to grow because essentially UK market is the main one, but that has still room to grow and it's expanding to like US, little expanding to Australia, New Zealand, and there talks that India in the future can be a huge destination market. A destination market basically where the students will want to come to take education. So yeah, a lot of scope to grow. 24-25% is a pretty decent growth rate. Actually, it's a very good growth rate. 24-25% over a medium term, like 24-25% growing every year over like 4 or 5 years is a really good growth rate. But they did not mention a medium term. They said, I think next year, till next year, 24-25%. This is the cash flows. We already discussed that. Cash flow positive company. And I think one of the bigger reasons why it's so cash flow positive is that first to show what I'm talking about, cash flow positive. Like for example, like you see the profit and loss. Look at a net profit, okay? We'll take a look at a net profit, this bottommost figure. You go to 2024, net profit is 118 crores. Remember that. 2025, net profit is 153 crores, okay? Cash flows, cash flows are almost more. Take a look. 2024, 101 crores. Pretty close to 118 crores, like around a 10% plus difference from the net profit and 187 crores for 2025. It's a bit higher than the profits. You can see net profit and cash flows are like neck and neck, close, not neck and neck, but close, sometimes lower, sometimes actually higher. It's because they pay the agents. The agents are kind of like the resource for them, right? The agents are sending the applications that are going to be processed. So the agents are like the suppliers, like suppliers supply raw materials. Here, the agents are supplying the necessary applications. But what happens is the educational institutions are paying them first. Their customers are paying them in advance, not advance, they're paying them before they have to literally pay their agents. I think they stated that in their con call, which I should have shown. They get paid by education institutes first, then they pay the agents. That creates a negative working capital cycle and it significantly boosts cash flow. The company is like debt free. They pay, I think, almost zero interest cost, almost zero interest cost. They are processing the applications of lakhs of students, 2.3 lakhs, around 2.3 lakhs ish, I think 2025. So that is it. Crizac Limited, pretty unique company, you know, online, sorry, international recruiting solutions. Pretty unique. Yeah, that is it. Bye.